I want to tell you about 3 women. None of them earn a high salary, none are finance experts, and none did anything extraordinary. Yet, all 3 discovered how to save $500 a month, and they are doing it right now, in 2026, within the very same economy you and I navigate. Here's the crucial insight I want you to grasp today. It's not that they uncovered some revolutionary secret. Instead, they simply stopped trying to force methods that were never going to work for them. That single shift changed everything. Today, I'm going to reveal precisely what each woman did, and more importantly, I'll show you the universal pattern they all share, because that's where the real magic lies. As a certified financial coach, I primarily work with midlife women. Women managing fixed incomes, caregiving responsibilities, and the very real pressure of striving for retirement without feeling completely overwhelmed. One consistent truth I observe is that the women who truly make progress aren't those with the largest paychecks. They are the ones who found a system that genuinely fit their real lives. The 3 stories I'm about to share are absolutely real. While names have been changed, the numbers are entirely authentic, and I believe you'll see a bit of yourself in each one. First, meet Karen. She's 54 and works as a teacher, which means her income is fixed. She knows exactly how much comes in every month, and for years, she felt this was her primary problem, as if her salary capped her potential, leaving her powerless. However, Karen's true financial hurdle wasn't her salary, it was her grocery bill. She was spending between $900 and $1,000 a month on groceries for just 2 people. She knew this was excessive, but every attempt to cut back inevitably led her back to the store mid-week for essential items, causing the total to climb even higher. The one pivotal change Karen made was incredibly simple. She started writing down every single thing she bought. Not on an app, not on a spreadsheet, just on a piece of paper on her kitchen counter, a running list, nothing more. No elaborate meal plans, no coupon clipping, just a list. Within the first month, her spending dropped to $620. The following month, it was $580. Now, she consistently spends between $560 and $580 on groceries, and she doesn't feel deprived. She's simply more aware. This change alone freed up between $380 and $400 a month in her budget. Here's what's vital to understand. Karen didn't transform into a different person, nor did she suddenly develop a love for budgeting. She merely made her spending visible, and visible spending behaves fundamentally differently than invisible spending. This isn't unique to Karen, it's a universal human trait. Next up is Diane. Diane is 49 and works part-time by choice, and she's also caring for an aging parent. This means she operates with both limited income and limited time. When she first reached out to me, she described feeling like she was drowning. Her struggle wasn't one major expense, but rather a multitude of tiny ones, which she aptly termed death by 1,000 purchases. A $6 coffee here, a sale item she didn't truly need there, a forgotten subscription, she confessed. She wasn't even sure where her money was going. Diane isn't careless, she's sharp and organized. Her spending simply felt invisible. The one thing Diane changed was implementing a single cash envelope. She designated it for what she called her random spending, a category she could never quite pin down. At the beginning of each month, she placed $150 in cash into this envelope, and once it was gone, it was gone. In month 1, she ran out by the 22nd. By month 2, she made it to the 28th. By month 3, she even had $40 left over. More importantly, she realized she had previously been spending $290 a month in that very random category before the envelope system. Now, she spends $150 and insists she feels no sense of deprivation, only a greater sense of control. It's not about deprivation, it's about intention. Diane freed up $290 a month, which she immediately directed towards a credit card she'd been carrying for 6 years. She is now on track to pay it off before the end of the year. One envelope, one category, that's all it took to set her in motion. Finally, let's talk about Ruth. I particularly love Ruth's story because she was initially the biggest skeptic. Ruth is 61, just 2 or 3 years away from retirement. When she first contacted me, she stated, and I quote directly, "I don't think any of this applies to me. I've been bad with money my whole life, and I'm too old to change now." I hear this sentiment often, and I want to be clear. It's simply not true. It never has been. Ruth's issue was that she had tried everything, every app, every system, every plan, yet nothing ever stuck. This wasn't due to a lack of willpower, but because every system she attempted demanded a complete overhaul all at once. The one thing that changed for Ruth was her grocery shopping day. She moved it from Saturday, when she was typically tired, hungry, and the store was packed, to Tuesday morning. That's it. Her grocery spending plummeted from $680 a month to $510. This wasn't because prices changed, but because she altered the conditions under which she made her decisions. A tired Ruth on a Saturday afternoon makes $680 worth of decisions. A rested Ruth on a Tuesday morning makes $510 worth of decisions. That's $170 a month saved purely from changing the day. Over a full year, that amounts to $2,040 achieved by doing less, not more. So, what's the common thread that connects Karen, Diane, and Ruth? They don't know each other. They live in different states, have different incomes, different households, and different problems. Yet, they all implemented the same 4 strategies. I believe this is the part that will truly resonate with you today. First, they each changed just one thing, not everything. Every single one of them resisted the urge to overhaul their entire budget at once. Attempting to change everything simultaneously often feels overwhelming, like a diet starting next Monday, making it feel big, hard, and ultimately unsustainable. But one thing, a single actionable step, is something you can genuinely do tomorrow. Second, they made their spending visible. Karen used a simple paper list, Diane utilized a cash envelope, and Ruth strategically changed the conditions surrounding a habit. All 3 created a moment where they could clearly see their actions before they happened. That's the entire game. What you can see, you can shift. Third, they stopped waiting to feel ready. None of them felt a surge of motivation when they started. None had everything perfectly figured out. They simply began with the smallest possible change and allowed the momentum to build from there. Fourth, they had a real number, not a vague desire like, "I want to save more." Karen aimed to get her grocery bill under $600. Diane had $290 to redirect to her credit card. Ruth needed $2,000 by the end of the year for something special. Specific numbers possess gravity. Vague goals tend to vanish. If you're currently thinking, "I don't have $500 a month to save," I want you to hear this. Neither did they. They found it within the income they already had. If you're eager to delve deeper into these 4 powerful patterns, I've actually written a whole book based on this framework. It's called Fundamentally Frugal, and it's precisely what it sounds like. Not a theory book, but a practical guide for women who are ready to move past the overwhelm and embrace a system that truly works. You can find it on Amazon or order it through your local independent bookstore. Here's how you can apply this yourself in 4 steps. For each step, I'll share the core coaching truth and one concrete action you can take today. Not next week, but today. Step 1. Find your one thing. The coaching truth here is that you cannot transform your entire financial life at once. Your brain has a limited capacity for change. Spread your efforts across 10 things, and you'll gain zero traction on all of them. You need one focus: your action. Write down the last 3 purchases you made that you regret, even slightly. You don't have to share it with anyone. Just write it down. What category do all 3 fall into? That's your one thing. Step 2, make it visible. The coaching truth is that invisible spending simply does not change, period. What you can see, you can shift. Your action. Pick one simple tool that makes your one thing visible. This could be paper and pen, a sticky note on your debit card with this month's spending limit, or a single cash envelope. The simpler, the better, because then you'll actually use it. Step 3, change the conditions, not just the behavior. This is the crucial lesson from Ruth. The coaching truth here is that willpower isn't a character trait. It's a finite resource that depletes, especially when we're tired, stressed, or rushed. Your action. Identify when and where you tend to make your worst spending decisions. Is it late at night on your phone, Saturday afternoon at the grocery store, or perhaps when you're stressed and just walking through a store for one thing? Identify that specific condition, then change the condition itself. Step 4. Give your savings a real job. The coaching truth here is that a savings goal without a name is just a number. Women who save consistently always know precisely what that money is for. Your action right now. Pick one specific number, $200, $300, or $500, and clearly write down where it's going. Is it for an emergency fund? To pay off a credit card? Or for a car repair? Place this goal somewhere you'll see it regularly. That number now has a job, and it will actively pull you forward. Here's the ultimate takeaway I want you to carry from today. Karen, Diane, and Ruth are not exceptional. They didn't possess some secret insight the rest of us lack. They didn't wake up one day suddenly disciplined and motivated. They simply stopped striving for perfection and started doing one thing consistently. I'm 53. I live in the Adirondacks, and I've made every single financial mistake I've ever advised against. So, believe me when I say this isn't about being inherently good with money. It's about being willing to start. The women I work with are regular women with real lives, real stress, and real grocery bills. And they are saving $500 a month right now, in this economy, with the income they already have. You don't necessarily need more money. You need a system that genuinely matches your real life. If what we've discussed today resonated with you, I encourage you to explore my book, Fundamentally Frugal. It dives much deeper into these strategies than we could cover here. You can find it on Amazon or order it through your local bookstore. And if you're not quite ready for the book, consider subscribing to Smart Sense. I publish videos twice a week, specifically designed for midlife women striving for genuine financial breathing room. I'll see you in the next one.